What is going on, you guys? We are back, and today we are going to be doing just a couple of things on the E30 Touring that I picked up. If you guys haven't seen the last video, go back, check that out. That's picking up this car. This is my 1990 320i. It was imported from Italy in 2022. It's been here since. I will be, I guess, the third owner. The importer got it. Guy bought it from him. He had it for 2 or 2.5 years, and then I picked it up off of him. So got this. The interior is all custom. It's beautiful. I don't want to go over everything with it. If you guys want to see all that, check out the last video I posted picking it up and going over all the work that's done to it. However, I do want to today test out and see how I like this M-Rain shift boot on it. The one that's on here now is the factory one. It's not bad. It's in pretty decent shape. There's a little bit of a rub mark here from where it rubs on this piece to try to put it into reverse. So I had this in the shop. Originally was going to be for the turbo coupe. However, I figure that we will try it out on this car, see how we like it. If we don't like it, they're pretty easy to change. So I will put it on. First thing you got to do, these shift knobs are just press on. You've got to just grab it. I may have to set this down to be able to take this off. You sometimes got to put 2 hands on it. Then after that's off, there's a couple of small clips. And the whole piece comes out. So, the only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is I'm not completely sure how this boot is going to stay on. I will eventually be coming back through here, and I plan on putting a short shifter in this. I've got one in the coupe that I've got, and I really like it. So I'll end up putting one on, but for the time being, we're just going back in with a new shifter. All right. That wasn't too bad. It is just kind of wrapped around. The clips are just pushed in, and it's just kind of the press fit of this whole piece that's holding it in. So I'm not completely sure if that's the way that this was designed to work or not. However, it's working for now. We are going back on with the stock shift knob for the time being, so nothing too crazy. Again, this was just kind of a part that I had on the shelf. Figured if I had it, I'd throw it on, see how I liked it in here. I do think that it looks good though, with having the little M stripes here on the wheel, because this is actually the M-Tech 1 wheel in the car. That extra little bit of that, you know, BMW stripe looks pretty good in my opinion. So I'm still going to hold on to this other one. I'm still going to need a shift boot for the coupe once it's done, so I may throw it in there for the time being. If not, I'll take this one back out, throw it in the coupe, and throw the stock one back on. But there is the first thing we're going to do. The next thing, these speakers in here are blown out. They are terrible. They crackle and pop and just sound really bad. Again, I'm going to be stealing some parts from the coupe. I have got, we'll go ahead and close this door. We'll head back inside and I will show you guys. The coupe has got JBL speakers in it that I got. The rears, I ended up going with a aftermarket setup that I had to cut some extra holes and all that. So those are 6x9, so those won't work. However, the kick panel ones are still the factory 5 1/4 speakers, and they're some pretty decent JBLs. I have been pretty happy with the sound quality of these. I didn't plan on taking these out of the car. Eventually, I do plan on doing a full sound system in that car, replace all 4 speakers, more than likely put a sub and sub box in the back. I want to have a nice audio system in that vehicle, since I do want to be able to drive it around, take it to shows, just kind of enjoy it. It's not going to be anything crazy fast, so having a good audio system to be able to listen to is important to me. But for the time being, since this car is down, we are going to steal the kick panel speakers out of this, throw them in that car, and we'll probably take a look at the rear speakers. I believe they're also 5 1/4. However, they're in a little bit of an odd compartment, and if I can fit something bigger in there, I probably will. So let me pull these out of the car, get back to the touring, and I will get back to you guys in just a second. All right, you guys, we have got the first speaker out right here. The driver's side is a little bit more difficult to pull out just because of the fact that you've also got the hood release. So first you have to take off the knee panel underneath here. There's actually a lot of E30s that don't have them because they are broken. Mine has just one little crack right there in it, but it's not bad. But you've got to be super gentle with these because, like I said, they break very easily. There's a lot of E30s that don't actually even have them, and this is still an OEM one. You can buy aftermarket ABS ones that are pretty decent. I've actually got one in the coupe. But you take that out, then you have to take the hood release off. It's 2 8mm screws that go in through them. And then there's one Phillips head screw down near the bottom of the grill right here. You take that out. I pull back this trim just a little bit because it is locked in on the weather stripping as well. And then it should pull out pretty easily. There are 4 Phillips head screws that hold the speaker in, and this is the factory speaker wire. There's a larger and a smaller plug if you guys haven't ever done audio. If you do end up doing audio, as you can see, you can't mess up which one goes on which terminal because they are different sizes for the positive and the ground. So that's out. These are the JBL speakers we are going back in with. From my experience when I installed these in the coupe, they are just a little bit deeper than factory speakers, so they can be a little bit tight to try to push in. However, they do fit. So we will get these put in the car, and once we have both sides done, I will get back to you guys. Both sides are now done. We have got the new JBL speakers in, and I came into the back here to be able to look at the rear speakers. Just these little panels, a couple little clips along it, they slide out pretty easily. These speakers are actually in a whole lot worse condition than the front ones are. The actual cones in these are brittle and starting to crack. So I will need to put new speakers in the rear as well. However, I wasn't 100% sure what size they were, so I wanted to be able to measure these and get some new ones for that. It will be staying stock for the time being, but when I get you guys seeing this, the next thing, because there is more we need to do in this video still, is actually going to be taking this firewall HVAC panel off because I need to put a new blower motor resistor in. I bought the car, the fan worked, the AC worked, the heat worked, everything was great, no issues. Was driving it down the road the other day and all of a sudden the fan shut off. So I started looking into it some, and I had a fuse blown, tried one more fuse, it popped again. The only fan speed that was working was 4, and after 2 or 3 seconds it just popped the fuse. So from previous experience and from some research I did in the past, the only thing that causes only fan speed 4 to work is when the resistor that's clipped into the fan itself starts to go bad, and the windings, because it just uses coiled wire together to be able to know what to change the resistance to be able to know what speed to run in. I've actually got one in here. Once again, we are going to be stealing some parts off the coupe. We will end up buying new ones of these to be able to put on other cars, or I'd say back on this one more than likely. I probably won't take this stuff back apart just to get to it again. However, it is up front here, this little resistor down here. It's going to be a little bit difficult to pull out, but if you just kind of grab it, it does slide out on its own. There we go. So you guys can see it's got 3 different sets of coiled wires all different amounts of coils that will change your resistance to change your fan speed. But 4 is actually just straight wired, so it's just wide open. So when the coil starts to have an issue, the fan speed 1, 2, or 3 will go out. But since I don't have anything but 4 and it's blowing the fuse, I'm hoping that it's just this part, since they are pretty easy to swap. I've got one off my other car, and that way I don't have to buy any new parts right now for it. So we're going to be pulling apart the inside of the bay on the Touring to be able to replace that. And once we get into this, once again, I'll be right back with you guys. Well, you guys, I just put everything not all the way back together, but I put that new speed control module in there and put a new fuse in it, just turned the car on and tried to start the blower motor again, popped the fuse almost immediately. But that being said, I did come in here. I wish I would have done this before, but this blower motor is extremely tight trying to turn it. So that blower motor is actually bad, I believe. But I just so happen to have a spare one of those that was pulled off of a scrap car in the past. So I'm gonna go grab that and come back over here and throw it on, and we will see if that fixes it. With this blower motor out, I wanted to put them side by side and show them to you guys. This is the bad one, the one that I just pulled out, and I can just barely get it to turn with one finger. This other one is probably a little bit tight still. I mean, it is, you know, pretty old. Probably seen a lot of miles on that little motor, but it spins freely and should fix my issue. So just wanted to let you guys see the difference between the two of these before I put this one back in. All right, we finally got this. I did get it in once, but the blower fan over there was actually tapping the side. It was out of balance just a little bit, so I had to redo it. But I've got it running right now. As you can see, it's spinning. It works in all 4 speeds. It is not blowing the fuse. I also turned the AC fan on, which is up here on the condenser coil. Made sure everything ran together without blowing the fuse, and it does. Everything is good to go now. So I am glad to be able to have AC back. We're just starting to get into the hot part of our year here outside of Memphis. So it's been 80 every day this week. We're probably going to be staying in the 70s to 90s up through probably close to October now. So definitely something I wanted to be able to have AC in this thing. But we will put all of this stuff back together, and then we will move on to whatever may be next. All right, you guys, that's going to be everything for today. We got a couple of things taken care of on the wagon that needed to be done. I was thrilled to be able to have that stuff taken care of. We're going to be working on the turbo coupe a little bit more in next week's upload. You guys can see there's a couple of things going on in here that starting to come back together a little bit. I'm really excited for the progress that's going to be coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So if you guys want to be able to check that out, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, drop a like and a comment down below if you guys have anything that you guys want to see in the future. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.